It is indeed the Call Flow Radio Show for February 17th, 2025. Your time right now, it is 8:07 in the morning. And today we have a special guest in the studio. It's Doug Stanley. And Doug, how you doing today, sir?
Doing great. I appreciate...
Actually, I'm going to have you use that mic if that's okay.
Not a problem. I
perfect.
appreciate you guys being flexible. Friday of last week is usually my day, and I had a meeting out of town, and I appreciate being here this morning.
Of course.
We're closed today for, obviously, for President's Day, but
of course,
excited to be here. First off, what a crazy week it's been. We got some really... nasty weather last week, and the snow, and then followed by ice, and I guess wind yesterday has played havoc on our electric grid. And I think at one point about 75% of our 11,500 customers in Prince Edward County were without power. As of this morning, almost 200 still have yet to be restored, but I'm very hopeful that between Dominion Power and Southside Electric Co-op that they'll be able to get those last 200 up today. Yeah. Actually, Dominion yesterday had all of their customers back on, and the wind took out some more trees.
Unbelievable.
Took out power lines.
Terrible.
And I really need to give a shout out, first of all, to our volunteer firefighters who during the storm last week were out and cutting trees out of roads. Our VDOT crews that worked around the clock to make sure our roads were safe. The town of Farmville's crews and the linemen from Southside, and Dominion, and all the outside contractors that they brought into the area to help deal with the outage. You know, it looks like Prince Edward and really the Abilene, Darlington Heights area were kind of the epicenter of the storm and damage. So shout out to them for all they do to keep us in our comfort that we enjoy.
Exactly.
With electric. So no board meeting on the 14th last week, canceled because of the weather. But there's some exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, I can tell. I got some notes right here that I wanted to ask you some things about.
Absolutely.
But like the big announcement on the HIT Park.
Yeah,
so touch that a little bit.
You know, the county and Avaya Digital announced we've signed a purchase and sale agreement, or PSA, to sell the HIT Park site to Avaya to develop a data center park.
Nice.
It also involves the approval of a master agreement between the IDA, the county, and Avaya to kind of spell out everybody's commitments and the county's commitment to help get infrastructure ready for the park. Avaya's contract calls for an ultimate purchase price up to $12.2 million when they pull the trigger on it.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then, what is the HIT Park located, and when did the county acquire it?
Yeah. So the HIT Park is located on the old Lockwood property. That's about a mile down Persimmon Tree Fork Road. If everybody knows where Four Paws Bed and Biscuit is located, it's just outside town limits. The Board of Supervisors, through the IDA, acquired the HIT Park site back in the spring of 2020 in the beginning of the COVID-19 epidemic, and it was really, kind of a leap for the Board of Supervisors and the IDA. But the site was purchased for $1.5 million. Wow. The board rezoned it to commercial zoning to allow data centers as a use permitted by right, and approved some additional funding to help the IDA start the engineering and design work process for the site, because we knew we'd have to get public utilities and electric and fiber and stuff there. The site had been identified as one of the top 5 sites for potential data center development due to the presence of a 230 and 115 kV electric transmission line that intersect on that site.
Interesting.
One of the data center sites need a high volume of power. Fiber, you also need fiber, and you need water for cooling. But if you don't have adequate fiber, you really don't have a site.
Well, what does this mean for Prince Edward County?
So the total investment that Avaya is looking at, so it'd be Avaya and then its tenants, the people who would actually put their equipment in the building, could end up to be $5.4 billion.
Whoa.
That's billion with a B. For a campus and 5 fully fitted out distribution centers using about 300 megawatts of power. It's important to remember that less power equals a smaller project. with less capital investment, or worse, no project at all. But we're very hopeful that we'll be able to work with Dominion to get enough power for the site.
Sure thing.
This will bring a significant investment in real estate with the construction of the buildings, and a significant investment in the equipment that goes into the buildings. Basically, you're talking about racks and racks, floor to ceiling of computer equipment. As identified in a fiscal impact study that we had completed back in 2023, development of the park has the potential to generate up to $10 million plus a year in tax revenue.
Nice.
To put that in perspective, our general fund budget is a little over $30 million, $32 million. So this project really has the potential to be transformative for this community, to provide revenue, to keep our taxes low, but also help us invest in the future of Prince Edward County.
Sure, that's great. Well, what is the county's responsibility in regards to providing infrastructure for this project?
Good question. Development of the HIP Park is going to require the investment of an estimated $25 million in infrastructure to include the extension of water and sewer lines to connect with the town.
Sure.
Construction of an elevated water tank to provide water pressure, and improvements to Persimmon Tree Fork Road to improve access to the site from town limits all the way out. In addition to getting the grants to aid the IDA in completing the engineering for the infrastructure, we've already gotten some from the state and the Tobacco Commission, and we've been applying for grant funding to install the infrastructure. We just recently applied for a $12+ million grant to the Virginia Economic Development Partnership's Business Ready Sites program this spring. We have structured the deal with Avaya so that if we the county IDA, are unable to get any grant funds to assist in the installation, Avaya will cut the check and fund 100% of that infrastructure up front. So if it's $25 million, if it's $30 million, they will front that.
Sure.
The county has committed to then providing what we call incentive grants on real estate and machinery and tools, 50% of what's paid each year up to 10 years until Avaya gets recouped 50% of the cost of the infrastructure. So at the end of the day, the idea would be less grants, whatever the net cost of the infrastructure is, the county and Avaya will split it. But Prince Edward County will not have to come out of pocket. It'll come out of a portion of what they pay each year in taxes. Okay. We've estimated that recoupment should occur at about 7 years or less based on initial estimates. Two important things to remember. One, Avaya pays their taxes up front. And then gets 50% back for that 10-year period. And two, the investment by the actual data center companies to put their equipment in the buildings are not part of that calculation. So the county will keep 100% of all of that revenue. Okay. I know there have been some comments on social media that the county sold a property for $12 million, but they were on the hook for $25 million in infrastructure, as we've just discussed. That is not the case. That is not how the deal's structured. Avaya will end up paying for both the land and the infrastructure. Ultimately, if we don't get any infrastructure grant funding, the county will simply be reinvesting some of the tax revenue that they pay back to get that accomplished. There will also be other positive economic impacts in what we call a multiplier effect of commercial activity and jobs. That's kind of direct to indirect from the construction and operation phases, with minimal adverse impacts on things like schools and municipal services. During the construction of the park, more than likely, for instance, most of the hotel rooms in the community will be filled up. The restaurants, all the ancillary things that support the infrastructure will all be filled up. But the entire project turns on Dominion having and committing to the amount and time and the power which they need to start and scale the project. And the other thing is that Dominion is going to probably need about a year to fully study, analyze, and commit to it before anything can start. So folks should not really
be too worried about this.
And expect anything to happen anytime soon. Just lastly with this, I wanted to give a shout out to the members of the IDA and our consultant, Rhett Weiss, who lives here locally, who negotiated the contracts. The members of the IDA are pillars of the Prince Edward Farmville business community, people like Brad Watson, Mike Montgomery, Robert Atkinson, Tim Thorpe, Quincy Handy, Edgar Jones, and Joy Shates. These are people who all understand business and really want this community to succeed. And they've invested deeply of their time to get this project to this point. But it's an exciting time.
It's very, very exciting. Wow. Well, let me ask you this. I know, it's not super concrete yet, but roughly, do you know how long it takes to make one of these data centers?
So
on average?
You're talking about a 2-year build.
Yeah.
A year and a half, 2 years during construction, and hundreds and hundreds of contractors on site. Mecklenburg, Boynton has Microsoft.
Yeah.
And we had people even staying in Farmville while they were building that facility.
Wow.
So that gives you an idea of the economic impact that it can have, not only on this community, but on the entire region as a whole.
Yeah. Well, that is very exciting, Doug, and I'm glad to hear a lot of good things happening with Prince Edward County. The
last thing the big thing I wanted to hit on was talk about reassessments. Because everybody at the last week of January, everybody got a closer look at the new values of their properties. This year, the county has switched from a 6-year reassessment cycle to a 4, in part because of really the great rapid increase in property values. So updated values across the county have shown an average increase. That's average. Take everybody together, right? 40% increase in property values, which is very
substantial.
Absolutely. Average of 10% per year for the last 4 years. It's important to remember that while a higher assessment may suggest an increase in property value, it does not automatically result in higher taxes. It's important to note the county real estate rate has not yet been set for 2025. We're just kind of beginning the budget process. Tax rates were established in April by the board during the county budget process. A public hearing on the tax rate and the FY26 county budget will be advertised in the local newspapers and posted on our website. So there'll be an opportunity for the public to comment on that. Right now, property owners have an opportunity to appeal their new reassessed values to Wampler Eanes Appraisal Group if they believe their adjustments are needed, and they also can file an appeal by mail, email, phone, or by scheduling an in-person hearing. This week, they did hearings last week on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. They've got hearings this week on the 18th and 19th. If you're interested in having a hearing, you can call in at 434-569-3007 between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Again, 434-569-3007. The reassessment notice they received shows the value of the new property. Every effort has been made to reassess the property accurately and equitably, and there are several ways, again, to appeal that if they feel that the values are incorrect. They, in addition, individual records can be viewed at the Commissioner of Revenue's office, which is on the second floor of the courthouse downtown. Additionally, property owners who wish to view and make copies of assessment records that were used in arriving at the assessed values and any improvements may contact Wampler Eanes at that same phone number or email in that was provided in the reassessment notice.
Okay.
Property owners dissatisfied at the outcome or choose not to participate in that appeal process later can go to the county's Board of Equalization. The Board of Equalization has 5 county residents that are trained by the Virginia Department of Taxation, appointed by the Circuit Court, and they'll begin considering appeals after April 1st. So there's 2 review processes for folks there to, I'll say, contest or at least question or ask for questions about their reassessment process. But again, the most important thing is that until the rate's set, we won't know exactly how it impacts them individually.
Okay, yeah.
Just a few other, kind of general items to report on. I know the Treasurer's Office has mailed out delinquent real estate tax notices for FY25 taxes. So if folks that weren't able to pay and they should have gotten a delinquent notice, and they can follow the instructions and contact the treasurer about that.
Okay.
Our landfill. So each year we do a compaction and a life remaining report for our landfill. This past year we placed 34,631 tons of waste at a compaction rate of about 1,950 pounds per cubic yard. That's a very good rate. At this rate, We've got about 11 and a half years with our new cell of life left at the landfill. That's an important thing that we track every year and we're required to by the State Department of Environmental Quality. We also received word from DEQ that our recycling rate was about 16.1%. I want to give a shout out to our residents who take the time to recycle aluminum, plastics, paper, cardboard, those types of things. It is, it takes extra effort to do that, and we appreciate folks that make the effort.
Yeah.
But it's been an exciting kickoff to the 2025 year.
Yeah, and, very busy so far, and we're only in February, so
only in February, and we also obviously we've got winter weather potentially facing us this week.
Yeah.
So again, buckle down. Let's all make sure to fill your bathtubs, water bottles, so that you can flush your toilets, brush your teeth, and all that fun stuff in case you lose power.
Yeah, and shout out to all the Dominion employees as well who keep the power running. I mean, that's such a tough job. I'm driving and I see them on the side of the road. I'm like, I could never do that, ever. Like,
I think to put it in perspective, when it's like, it is literally, I think it was like 33 degrees the other day. Wind was howling. Yeah. It was raining, and those guys were up in a bucket truck 60 feet above it, up in the air. It takes a special person to want to do that.
Absolutely. All right. Well, do you have any other big news coming up or any things that you want to touch on?
I just, again, we had to cancel we canceled our meeting on February 11th. All the public hearings have been postponed. They'll be rescheduled for the March 11th meeting.
Okay.
So, and we had a solar project. We had... it's kind of it's a geodesic dome, kind of a glamping project. The guy has a kind of neat idea down in the Meharan district. And we've got a kennel project out in the Hampton-Sydney area. All those will be rescheduled for March 11th.
Okay. All right. Well, Doug, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure and very, very informative, sir. So
happy to be here and look forward to seeing you next month.
All right. Sounds great, Doug. We'll see you then and appreciate your time. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was Doug Stanley, again, Prince Edward County Administrator, stopping in to fill us in of the goings-on that are happening. And you can listen to this episode again, re-listen to it on our website, WFLO.net. And looks like we have John Staten entering the studio now. John, how you doing today, sir?
I am here. How are you, Noah?
Doing well, John. Doing well. Yeah. How was your Valentine's Day? I should have asked Doug that. Man, I forgot. All right. Well, John. Well, he's still here. If you want to answer that, that's totally. That mic is. Was
your Valentine's good?
That mic's good to go. All right. Jeez, John.
Might not. Well,
that's great.
Leaves all this equipment laying around.
All right.
Valentine's was very good. Yeah. I actually got to see my 9-month-old grandson. And,
okay.
You can't beat that for Valentine's.
Exactly.
And my mom, so.
Okay, well, there you go. A double whammy for Doug. That's great. All right. Thank you, Doug.
Have a good one.
All right, John, and how is your...
Is that a Gatling gun you have over here in the corner?
That's a very funny observation you got there. Okay. So, John, your weekend was good, I'm assuming?
Yes.
A very peppery mood?
Peppery, yes.
Peppy mood?
Peppy and peppery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paprika, what's up with that?
Pepe Le Pew.
Yes. Yeah, all right.
And the kisses.
All right, John's got just a box of Cheerios that he's been slowly munching on for the past, I don't know. Yeah. All right.
Smells good and cinnamon.
John.
Cinnamon me.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you really going to eat in the mic? You know people hate that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And by people, I mean me.
Oh, no, well, in that case.
I think other people would agree as well. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, what can I help you with?
So, what did you do for your Valentine's Day, John?
Went and saw my Valentine.
Okay, gotcha. And did you take her out?
Yes.
Take her out to, I don't know, Arby's? Is that where you're taking her?
It's Arby's time.
Arby's, hey, yeah. Okay.
No, it was P.F. Chang's.
P.F. Chang's. You know what? That's a great little restaurant. You know?
They were busy.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
most
they were.
places were.
Yeah. That's why I didn't go out.
That's why you didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I made pasta at home, and with a bottle of wine.
Nice aged brie and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we had Parmesan and wine. I use this arrabbiata sauce, it's like a spicy pasta sauce, and it's spicy due to the red peppers that are in there, hot flakes. So it was a nice little dinner that we had, and then we went out the next night. Mm-hmm. So it was really nice. Yeah. Well, John, how else was it?
Had you been to the place before that you took her to?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
It's not my favorite spot.
But she likes it.
Yeah, she definitely likes it. Okay. Yeah. So, how else was your weekend, John? You had a good Valentine, so that's great. And what else have you been up to?
Oh, well, the well has run dry.
In reference to?
The actual well at my house.
Oh, so you don't have any water?
Nope.
So no showers?
No.
No laundry getting done?
Well, I took a shower.
That's really disgusting, John. You shouldn't be here.
Well, I'm Pigpen.
Pigpen?
Cloud of dust.
There's just like a haze of dust always around you.
The only person I know who can create a cloud, dust, and a snowstorm.
Yeah. That's funny.
No, I took a shower down at my dad's house.
Well, that seems like a problem, John. If
it is.
Your well doesn't have any water, did you run out of it?
Yeah.
You can run out of well water, I guess.
Which I find odd because of all the rain we've had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would have thought the water.
Are you sure it's not like clogged?
I had some people look at it yesterday. So
yeah, and what did they say?
It's gone dry.
It's gone dry? That's what they said?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
that was the gist of it. So I'll be taking showers at the pond.
Sure. Yeah.
And
I think the
pond.
the YMCA also has a shower. You might be able to.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fun to stay at the Y.
Yeah, me and the village people will be showering.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, John, what is your plan of attack? How are you going to fix your well?
Back to town water.
Back to town water? That's
water.
Really your fix?
That'll be the fix.
You're not going to try to repair your well or refill it if that's the thing?
I don't know how long that would take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could take weeks.
Yeah, we could find a guy with those two sticks, the sticks, and
I think they're called dowels. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then they go in. I heard that's like fake science. That doesn't really work.
And yet people still do it.
People still do it because it looks silly. A guy walking around with two wires.
Well, it's like wearing a mask, thinking it's going to protect you.
Well, but that
falls
actually
under the same category.
Well, I think it's more protective than not wearing anything at all.
No,
I'll put it that way.
That thin fabric.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And on that note, John, I think we do have to run. We have to, get the.
I'm not jogging anywhere.
We have to do birthdays. We have to do, the weather forecast. So we're gonna get into that kind of thing. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, John. Well, let's take a look here. Yes. It is indeed 8:30, now time for your weather forecast, and this edition of The Weather being brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
All right, and now it is time for the weather forecast, starting off with today, Washington's birthday. Sunny with a high around 43. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 28. Tuesday, partly sunny with a high around 45. Tuesday night, cloudy with a low around 23. Wednesday, snow likely with a high around 27, and Wednesday night snow again with a low around 19 in Farmville. Currently right now in Farmville, your temperature outside, it is 33 degrees out. Humidity is at 55%. Wind speed 10 miles an hour, and precipitation 0% in downtown Farmville. Again, once again, sunny skies and temperature outside is 33. The Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte, Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. Now time for your birthday calendar, and the birthday calendar is being brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
And now time for the birthday calendar. And we're going to kick off that music. And John Staten will carry us through these birthdays. And when he gets back, I think he went outside or he left the studio. John, how you doing today?
I'm okay.
Good. Hey, you got the birthday list.
Hey, Watson, could you pass me my other eye? Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Good job.
All right.
All right, today is President's Day.
It is.
It's Washington's birthday, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Hence the President's Day. 17th. Yes, Monday. Here we go. Steve Myers having a birthday today. Chelsea Branch, Tyler Morris, and Joanna Marie Shorter. All having birthdays today on the 17th. I will now refer to this other list and see if we have any names here. And no, we do not. So if you'd like to get those names on, you can call us, correct us, whatever you want to do. Add on to the list, subtract, whatever you deem necessary. 434-394-0924. Otherwise, send names, birthdays, or anniversaries to birthdays at WFLO.net.
Thank you, John, for that lovely little birthday calendar. And once again, your birthday calendar brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC in downtown Farmville, Main Street, Farmville. And that's going to wrap it up for the birthday calendar, John. And once again, our phone lines are wide open. Call in 434-394-0924. That's the number. And look at that. We got a caller.
Not open anymore.
All right, we're closed for business right now. We got a caller on the phone. Caller, how you doing today, sir? I'm sorry.
River Road was closed.
I'm sorry. You were broken up a little bit. Could you say that again?
Is River Road closed?
River Road, John. Do you know if River?
I noticed where the bridge is at. Yes, that one particular road is closed. That's where I came into town off of Plank. I'm sorry. Not Plank.
Okay.
Yeah, so that road is closed. I did notice that one. But as far as any other roads, I am not aware of as of right now.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Call in anytime. All right.
So, like right there
Yeah.
at the bridge when you're coming into town, that road is closed. I noticed that.
That's River Road, I think.
That's River Road.
That is River Road.
So, but as far as what she was asking for,
Yeah. Well, I think that was River.
Okay,
Road she was referring
that
to,
one
so.
definitely.
Excuse
me. That was definitely closed when I came in this. This morning.
So you come through that way? You don't come through like Tom's Country Store or that?
No, I take the back roads.
No, you take the
unless we have really bad conditions, and then I will come like past Shepherd's and all that good stuff. And
interesting.
But yeah, it shaves off a little bit of time for me to take a back road from where I'm at. It's not a lot, but it's a few minutes at least.
Sure.
So, yeah, I usually take Plank.
The back roads. Interesting.
The back roads.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hey, John, I thought of something funny that we can do.
Sure.
Again, people can call in at 434-394-0924. I am curious, though. I want to know how good you are at giving directions to places. Like,
not very.
If I was a stranger.
You turn where the oak tree is at.
Sure. Okay, well, let's just do a little pretend kind of situation. John, do you have a good bed that I can...
I have a sleep sofa mattress that you can lay on if you want.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, John.
You want a select number mattress?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find
match.
All right, John. I want you to pretend.
Yes.
That I'm a guy, and I'm not really from here.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
not from here at all, actually. And I'm looking for the nearest Food Lion, and we're right here where we are right now. And let's say we're out on the street, and I'm like, hey man, Can you point me in the direction of the nearest Food Lion?
I would say grab your phone.
I don't have a phone. I'm
Well, then there's only one thing you can do.
Sure.
Follow the Olympic road. Follow the Olympic road. Follow the Olympic road.
Then I would walk away, and then I would find somebody else because I would think you were crazy.
That'd be the whole point.
Well, John, no, seriously, you couldn't. You would just try it. It's fun.
Where were you going? Food Lion?
Can you tell me where the Food Lion is?
Yeah.
Sure.
Where Pace is at.
I don't know where Pace is.
Pace is in that shopping center.
Okay, where's that at?
That's out that way.
And which street is that on?
That's that road that goes over here.
Can you point me in the direction of anything concrete?
Right, that direction right there.
All right, so we just walk east. He wants me to walk east. All right.
Eastbound and down.
That's how you get lost. Yeah.
And,
Wow. So you couldn't even give me one street name. That's a shame.
Well, all streets are usually named after dead trees that ain't there no more, like maple and oak. And
unfortunate. This was a
you
terrible
ever noticed
idea.
that?
Yeah, oak. You know what? You're right.
Oak Street, Maple Street.
Yeah.
Pine Street.
Mm-hmm.
They knock down the trees and then name streets after them.
They do that. They just name. The street names are very weird.
Give me an example of what you think is a weird street name.
Well, I just think of, when I think of a weird street name, I think of, when a street is named, gold mining street. Like, Gold Mine Street. I've seen, street names named Gold Mine Street.
That's where I live.
Exactly.
Off of Gold Mine Street.
Off of Gold Mine Street. Or, I'm trying to think of a good example. I can't really. But, when the street is named after what was taking place there, if a place, there was a gold mining, they were like, well, let's just name this street Gold Mining Street. That's a cheap and kind of silly name, I think. But that's just my opinion.
And pray tell, what would you name them after?
I think we should name them after, presidents.
Okay.
No, I have no. I really don't have a hot take on naming streets, unfortunately.
No hot take.
Mm-hmm. What, you looking at something on your phone, John? What you got pulled up there?
Oh, I was looking up street names.
Mm-hmm. I've seen. You know what I've seen?
What's that?
A lamp.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lamp street. Tell me, is that not weird?
Lamp Street?
I was driving one time and saw that. So, just they're weird names.
Weird, wacky, wild names.
Weird, wacky, wild names.
Weird and wacky. Weird and wacky. Weird and wacky. Well.
All right.
Did you know that Jersey Mike's is on the way to where you want to go?
Yeah. I might.
So you wouldn't get that far. You'd just stop off at Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, exactly. And call it a day. I've been
hit it lately.
I mean, John. I'm not. You got to be in a big appetite to eat Jersey Mike's. I feel like that's just my opinion.
You have to have a big appetite.
Big appetite. Yeah.
So right now you're not really feeling it.
Hey, John, let me ask you about this. What do you think about the snow that's going to be coming in on Wednesday and Wednesday night?
Well, you know how I feel about that.
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
I'm not for it, but it doesn't.
You're not
really
for
matter.
the snow?
No, I hate snow and I hate winter and Poxitani Phil and me are at odds right now. We're cross right now. We're cross. But anyway.
Okay.
I'm looking up some wacky, weird street names that have made it onto the map in various cities. Now, some of these I don't find all that odd. Tupac Lane.
Like Tupac the rapper.
Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah.
Let's see, Roast Meat Hill Road. 100-year Party Court.
Yeah.
Chicken Dinner Road. Error Place. Like error. ERROR.
Like there was an error naming that. Yeah.
Let's see what else we can find here. 41 of the weirdest street names across the USA.
Well, that sounds like quite the wacky article, John.
Frying Pan Road.
Frying Pan Road? Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
It's a D.C. suburb of Herndon, Virginia, no less.
Wow.
Interesting. Has featured a community named Frying Pan since at least the 1700s. In the 1890s, the community changed its name to Flores. but the road remains. So there you go.
Is there a...
Tupac Lane is over in Vegas.
Okay.
Haviva.
Yeah.
A Las Vegas subdivision features a street named for Tupac, though which Tupac is unclear. It was developed in 1990 when Tupac was still a backup dancer. So there's controversy.
So maybe it was just named Tupac.
Could be.
But not...
Other notable Tupacs include several Inca rulers and a former state senator from Michigan. So...
Interesting.
It may not be the Tupac you're thinking
Oh,
of.
that's unfortunate.
This, that, and other streets.
That's a good name.
That is.
That's a good name.
Street names near, was it Portner's Lake in Nova Scotia? Apparently ran out of ideas because their connecting streets are called this street, that street, and the other street.
Oh.
So you take this street, and you turn on to that street, and then you turn on to the other street.
It's like who's on first,
Exactly.
but street edition. Wow.
Hopefully no one has to give too many directions around there. So that would have been a great setup for when you asked me the question.
Yeah.
I was not aware that there were streets that actually were called this, that, and the other. And now that I do know this.
Yeah. Do you want to redo that, John? We can redo that now.
You take this street,
that street, and the other street.
Yeah.
All right.
The Roast Meat Hill Road, Killingworth, Connecticut, pays tribute to a warm dinner or burning livestock. No one's really sure. I'm taking you on this trip down Chicken Dinner Road. The origin of this Idaho road's name lies with a resident who lobbied the governor, who was a friend, to improve the road outside her house. Laura Lamb was known for her chicken, and now no one can drive down the street without being reminded of dinner.
Oh. Wow. Well, that's
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Yeah.
Because Chicken Dinner Road.
Aha. It looks like we do have a caller.
Yeah.
Caller, you're on the air.
Good morning. Is there a potato road somewhere?
I would imagine so. I'll look on the... It may not have made the list, but let's see. There's Puddin Ridge Road. Puddin.
Where is that?
North Carolina. Let's see. Street named for how muddy it became after a rain.
Is there a John Staten Road?
There's a Staten Lane.
Staten Lane. I live on Staten Lane, so yeah, technically there is something like that.
There is a looks like there's a 9. I'm looking for a potato road.
Okay.
Are you seeing one, John?
I see Linger Longer Road. Chicken Gristle Road. Pillow Talk Court. Let's see. Squeeze Penny Lane. There's some very odd names here. This
Penny Lane. Yeah, it's in your ears.
This Ain't It Road.
It's in your eyes.
That's my favorite road.
Yeah.
No, do you like that song?
Wait a minute. I think I found something close. Tater Peeler Road.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. Tater Peeler was an unincorporated community. The road, we assume, pays homage to the kitchen implement-inspired name of the town. So there you go. Tater Peeler Road.
Where did you find this list?
I just looked up odd street names, and I clicked on the first story that I could find, and that one was under 41 of the weirdest street names across the USA.
If there's a road called Penny Lane, you know it's in your ears.
Do you get it, John?
Like the song.
Like the song.
Yeah, I gathered it was a Beatles reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like the guy that had the headband, and he kept telling the doctor, I keep hearing things. He goes, take the band out of your hat. And there you go. That's an old school radio show.
Well, Potato Man, how you doing today, sir?
Potato Man.
Pretty good.
Mr. Potato.
Play us a song, you're the Potato Man.
That's a classic.
It is. How's it go?
I was thinking, earlier you played the Goo Goo Dolls, and I was thinking, if Lady Gaga went on tour with the Goo Goo Dolls, would it be called the Goo Goo Gaga Tour?
That's like if Sonny Bono married Yoko Ono. Would she be Yoko Ono Bono?
Maybe so. Probably she would be.
I guess she would. I mean, she can't do that because Sonny is no longer with us, but had they married a long time ago. Poop Deck Street.
Do you like Sonny and Cher?
Yeah, Sonny. Do I like Sonny and Cher?
Yeah.
They're okay, I guess. I'm not. That's more Noah's kind of thing.
John, why don't you like Sonny and Cher? That's unbelievable.
And they were just some sort of novelty act. They were okay.
Okay.
Baby Don't Go is a good song. It has kind of a bluesy beat to it.
But you can dance to it.
John, do you like the one-hit wonder Time Won't Let Me by the Outsiders?
Yes. I do like that
You
song.
do?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, sometimes one-hit
Do you
wonders...
play that on lunch break?
I have. Yeah, I've played it before. Maybe not often, but I have played it. Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Did you do anything
So you
interesting?
weren't around during the 60s, right?
No, I was not around for the 60s. I was only around for the latter half of the mid to latter half of the 70s. I was born in 76.
Oh.
Bicentennial, baby.
But you still like the music from the 60s?
Yeah, unlike some people, I like stuff that came before me. Whether that's TV shows or movies or anything else.
What kind of people don't like stuff that came before them?
But, I was referring
I don't know.
to people
there
like
are some people that,
Yeah, Noah's kind of like
when you
in that
ask them if
category.
They like
Am I really?
old songs, they go, ooh.
Yeah, well, I remember actually hearing a young person one time say, I can't watch black and white. It hurts my eyes. And I was like,
That's a very small, minute.
That means you can't read either because that's the only colors that comes in as well, or black and white, right?
Unless if you get your font highlighted. To,
I meant like books
Yeah,
and
sure.
stuff like that.
Sure.
Actual books.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, John, I think it's a very small group of people who are actually saying that. I don't think,
Have you ever taken a trip down Yellow Snow Road?
No.
Okay. Do not eat the snow on this road. That's in Fairbanks, Alaska, by the way.
Yellow Snow Road.
That's what it says.
It's really disgusting.
I didn't come up with it. Old Trash Pile Road.
Is there a Gomer Pile Road?
Oh, let's see. That's a good question. I see Psychopath. I like that. Good play on words there. Shades of Death Road.
Can you do a Sergeant Carter impression?
Let's see. I remember the episode where he first joined, which is actually an Andy Griffith episode. And so, Gomer's in with the other recruits, and Sergeant Carter is basically addressing the men, and he's like, and when I say you'll fall in, you will fall in. And he basically talks about there's no excuse or no reason for being late. And, of course, Gomer shows up late. Hey, Sarge. And he puts the bucket over his head and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
To make him think.
And it echoes
it does
when he
echo,
talks. And he's like, I don't like it in here.
He goes, this ought to give you a nice ring to your voice. And he smacks the bucket and goes, all right, pal, sing it. From the halls of mountains to the shores of Tripoli. Great episode.
What's funny is when Jim Neighbors sings in his real voice, it sounds nothing like Gomer.
Yeah, when he sings in his operatic voice, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Well, he does that in that one episode where he takes Barney's spot in the choir.
Well, because Barney couldn't sing.
Yeah.
Barney couldn't sing.
But didn't Barney think that was his voice? Or am I?
That was a different episode.
Okay.
They went to 2 episodes with that.
But somebody's singing for him, and he's like, I didn't know I sounded that good.
Yeah, that was the one where they talk him into singing so low. Because this super sensitive microphone right here, you got to keep it real low.
Yeah.
And so every time he tried to make a sound, Andy would go, like lower.
Yeah.
Until he wasn't making a sound at all.
Yeah.
He goes, that's it, you got it.
Yeah.
And then they had the John Cripe guy, the older gentleman, in the background, backstage singing. Balming and light breathing breezes are blowing.
Yeah.
Real low, supersonic low voice. And so when Barney hears that, as he's mouthing the words, he gets all excited, like,
Yeah, that's really funny. Wow, yeah, that's a good episode.
You ever been to English Muffin Way? Guess not.
Where is that?
English Muffin Way. Let's see what. It doesn't say. Doesn't say where that one's at. At least not to the description I'm looking at. No, I don't see anything about it.
I heard the other day. I heard Chris Brochon call Flo.
Yes. Now that was the day he was supposed to bring in the Longwood Theater students, right?
Was it? Yes.
No.
Yes,
the
it
mayor
was.
on that day.
Well, what I mean is he was supposed to, and of course
They dropped it.
we had the bad weather, and so
Yeah.
they didn't come out.
Exactly.
And because there was no, I guess they were asleep. I
think the school was canceled.
School
or
was
delayed.
canceled. So yeah, he happened to be here because he comes to do his show on Saturday during the week, and so he happened to be here, and that was one of those mornings where I come in later. And so, yeah, he happened to be here, so, yeah, that's why you heard him.
And Chris Wood couldn't come
he
in
gonna
because
be
their
on?
power went out as well.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the other thing.
Should mention that.
Is he going to start coming in like a certain day a week? Or
No, I mean, unless he wants to, but Chris is usually pretty busy. That was just a
one-off.
a fluke kind of thing, yeah. But, I mean, Chris can easily do it.
First-time caller were going back and forth on the opinions.
Opinions on what?
Everything.
Oh. Him and the first-time caller were, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Noah, you should speak to this. You were here.
Yeah, you were here too, John.
But I was
Yeah.
somewhere doing something.
Yeah, I think we were talking about like kids and like how it's the responsibility of the parents to
I remember this discussion.
You know, and it's not necessarily the influences of the kid. Like if you don't want your kid to I don't know, do certain things or watch certain things, that's your responsibility as a parent versus, you know, like the things aren't inherently bad is I think the whole point. Sorry, go ahead, caller.
I mean, he's right, it is.
Yeah, for sure it is. Yeah.
I didn't like that halftime show in the Super Bowl last night.
You didn't like it? How come?
I didn't like anything about it. The music was good.
Okay, all right. Everything.
Not pulling any punches.
All right.
I didn't pay any attention to it, to be honest. So I can't speak to it, really.
Son, you like rap, don't you?
Oh, I love rap. It's okay.
Rap and presents.
I'm more of an older school rap kind of guy.
John likes that Snoop Doggy Dog, you know.
Yeah. Snoopy Dogg, yeah.
Snoop Doggy Dog.
He's been on everything recently.
Yeah, he's become kind of a culture phenomenon. Yeah.
He's in charge of the Olympics when it's in the U.S. in 4 years.
What about the Olympics?
He's going to be in charge of it.
Oh, wow.
So,
well,
interesting.
More power to
Noah,
him.
Snoop
do you
Dogg?
listen to rap?
What's that?
Does Noah listen to rap?
Noah is nothing but a rap junkie.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true.
Oh.
But I do like old school rap, like old hip hop. You know, that's my kind of jam. That's why I mean, John's
Rapper's Delight. He's a big fan of that.
I do like that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very funny song.
I think I used it in one of your promos.
Gang.
What's that?
The Sugar Hill Gang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no. Old bands like that, the Black Sheep, old rap groups. I kind of like that. I really like the Ghetto Boys. I think they did it right. They were way ahead of their time. And also, what's that band, A Tribe Called Quest? I'm calling them bands, but they're really rap groups.
Hip-hop, right?
Yeah, but it's rap and hip-hop. It's the same, kind of. The difference between rap and hip-hop is very small, I feel like.
How do you feel about You Be Illin' by Run DMC?
I hate it. No, I'm kidding. It's good. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Or My Adidas by Run DMC. Okay.
Don't really know if I know that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you need to.
I like their Christmas song.
You like the Christmas song, Christmas in Hollis?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I was first exposed to that when I first saw Die Hard. It's in that opening scene where he's riding in the limo.
Yeah.
With Argyle. Argyle goes, "This is Christmas music."
Yeah.
And pumps it up.
Yeah.
Don't you have any Christmas music?
Yeah.
That's how I discovered it.
All right.
And you realize the music for that is from Backdoor Santa.
by Clarence Carter, yeah.
Yes. They just sort of slowed the tempo a little bit, but it's the exact same music.
Do y'all have the technology to change the speed of songs?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever do it?
Not really. I used to know that there were stations that would, back in the day, would purposely speed up a little bit their CD players so that their songs would sound a little more up-tempo than the other station.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah. That was a thing. At least that's something they would say. And now, whether they were actually doing it, but I've heard that before. So that is a thing. And
well, they also used to speed up tapes of you singing Christmas carols when you were little.
Speed up the Christmas carols?
Yeah, the ones when you were singing them when you were little, right?
Yes. Yeah, my dad did that so we could sound like the Chipmunks.
Oh, yeah, I remember the story.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, and my sister and myself would sing Christmas carols and then give him the tape and then he'd speed it up.
Yeah.
Or he sped it up.
Did he speed up when he was on the air? Would he speed up the songs?
No. No, not to my knowledge, no. No. I mean, you can do it for fun, I guess, or you can play them backwards if you want to.
Sure, yeah.
Get the hidden message that's there.
Yeah.
Did you do anything special for Valentine's Day?
No.
No. So you were Jay Giles Love Stinks kind of guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that song, honestly.
A lot of people do.
All right. Well, Potato Man, we have 2 minutes left to the show, so we're probably going to get going now. Thank you for calling in, and call in anytime, sir. Anytime.
I will.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye. It's Mr. Potato.
Potato Man.
You know, I'm starting to grow on that name. When I first said it, I mean, I was just talking about his phone.
I have no idea where you gathered that from, where you grabbed that from.
Grabbed what from?
Potato.
Okay. Can I explain? All right. So you remember when his phone was like really bad, John? You remember this when it was really, really bad, right? So I was calling his phone a potato because, like, you know, it's basically slang for something that's old, out of date, obsolete.
Gotcha.
So you know, yeah, that's kind of where that came from. But yeah, it kind of works. Kind of works.
Have you ever been to Hanky Panky Street?
No.
Wow.
Okay.
That's in Las Vegas as well.
Yeah, I wonder what happens there.
Hanky Panky.
Yeah. Oy.
Tommy James and the Shondells hang out over there, I guess.
Oh, boy.
There's Stub Toe Lane. Tommy. I Dream of Jeannie Way. That's in Florida, by the way.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that show growing up, John?
Enough to know what it was, but I didn't like, you know.
You weren't a fan.
Nah, it wasn't like I was watching it. Elvis Alive Drive.
Oh, all right.
Las Vegas again.
Well, John.
A lot of these roads are in Vegas.
We got to go. Oh. Do you want to say anything else before we?
Follow the yellow brick road.
All right.